go first? Do you want me to go first? What's your preference?
Why don't like you ask me questions first?
Okay, that sounds good. All right. So I did notice on the thing somewhere that I read that not to use last names just for privacy. So the first thing, Kelsey, okay, age?
43.
43. Occupation?
I guess executive assistant. That's the best way to describe it.
That sounds very prestigious, Kelsey.
I work part-time for a lobbying firm. I just file their federal compliance forms.
Okay.
So it's nothing.
No, that's a lot on top of trying to go to school, and I'm guessing you have kids, right?
I have 3 kids. My son's 21. He's at BYU Idaho. Then I have a 13-year-old and a 10-year-old.
Okay.
No. And I'm really excited president, which
hey,
so I'm not busy. I'm not busy at all.
Me too. I'm the Relief Society president. So if you have any good ideas that you want to share.
We're doing a conference review in November. Where we go over all the talks we liked.
Oh, that sounds fun.
But we're doing a hot chocolate bar, and we're doing a cookie exchange, and everyone's going to bring their recipe of their favorite Christmas cookies. So when it comes time to bake in December, you have a bunch of recipes.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
So kind of spiritual with social.
Right, that sounds fun. Yeah, so that would be good. I might use you as a sounding board for some ideas.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of new to this calling, so anyway.
Or anything else, because let me tell you, I'm almost 3 years in. I'm going, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I completely understand, because I'm in a tiny little branch, and so I actually only have one counselor right now, and her husband is deployed, so she doesn't have a lot of availability to do things. So I've requested 3 different names for a counselor, and I haven't got any of them. So I'm a little well, I guess.
Where in Maryland are you?
Yeah. So I live on the eastern shore of Maryland, actually. So headed to all the beaches, Ocean City. And all the Delaware beaches. So I live in a little town called Centerville, and I used to.
I live in Centerville, Virginia.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. See, we were just destined to be partners. So I used to live on Ken Island, but it's a very small. I kind of joke because there's a lot of wards in the DC area, and there's a lot of wards in the Delaware area, and we're kind of in the dead zone here. I don't know what happened to poor Maryland, but we need a little more spiritual enlightenment.
Yeah.
So, anyways, but okay, I'm sorry. Back on track here. Okay, so you live in Centerville, Virginia, and LDS.
I'm LDS.
Yeah, I gathered probably. That one's kind of to fill out. And then educational history. What's your educational background?
I went to school at Utah Valley State College, which is now UVU, and I almost finished my degree, but then I got remarried.
Okay.
And so then I stopped, and now I'm going back, and I'll finish in April.
Okay, awesome. We finished the same time too. That's my graduation time as well, actually.
Yeah. And I actually was a communication major, but I changed when I started this.
Okay. Yeah, I was a sociology major, and I changed as well because I was I need something I can do fully online, and this was kind of the option that was closest to what I was interested in, I guess.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So on their sheet it has marital. Okay, let's see. That's status with immediate family. All right. So I will. Okay, occupational history.
I used to work on capital, and then I moved. I worked for Go ahead.
You cut out the first thing. What did you say?
Oh, I used to work on Capitol Hill.
Okay.
And I worked at Chris Cannon's office. And then I moved to Utah. And when I was going to school, I was a TA. And then I was editor of the newspaper there. And that was my job. And then I worked at Albertsons because the pay was really good.
Yeah.
In Provo, and I did that for 3 years. Was it 3 years? No, it was 2 years. Sorry, it was 2 years.
Okay.
And then I was a stay-at-home mom for, I want to say 5 years. And I still basically am a stay-at-home mom because what I do is so minimal. Now I work for a lobbying firm.
Yeah, okay.
So, but it's extremely part-time.
So on their little sheet here, the example sheet, they included high school jobs. I don't know how important that is.
I was a page in the Senate in high school, and I worked on a bunch of political campaigns.
So do you like that? Have you considered doing any advocacy stuff with this major?
I actually have. I like it, but I don't like what it's become. So I have
steered away.
Removed myself.
Yeah. Okay.
So like my dad's actually a lobbyist and he's retiring because he's just so tired of everyone's crap. It's like I'm done.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a game now, I think. So
yeah, it's not let's see what we can do to help people. It's what can we do to make me look good and bolster my numbers.
Right. Yeah, a lot of special interest groups and yeah. Well, that's interesting. I just wondered because I'm reading through this and I'm like, wow, she's had a lot of experience with the politicians and politics and advocacy type stuff.
We moved out here. My uncle was Orrin Hatch's first campaign manager back in '76.
Oh,
so
wow.
when he won, we moved out to Virginia, and I was like a year and a half.
Okay.
So, and we've been here.
Kind of runs in the family then. It's kind of been a long-standing theme. Okay. Any other jobs, or is that pretty much cover it?
That's it.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's see, hobbies and interests.
I love to bake cakes. I used to sell them, but I didn't consider that like a job. But I sold them in Nevada. I love to cook. I love my Silhouette Cameo vinyl cutting machine.
Yeah. I want one of those too.
I love it. It's sitting right next to me on my desk. Let's see. I love sports. So I love football. My daughter plays softball, so we love softball.
So does my oldest daughter does.
Oh, she plays softball?
She does. Yeah, well, her primary sport is soccer. We do a lot of soccer at my house. But in the springtime, she played on the high school softball team. So she's okay. She's not like a starter, but she's all right.
Yeah, we do travel softball. Like she works with the coach every other week. Like
yeah, so she's
it's intense in our house.
Yeah, and that's how we are with soccer. Both my older girls play on a travel soccer team, and they play for the high school team and travel team.
She wanted to do soccer, and I'm like, don't do soccer out here. Everyone does soccer. You'll never get the high school team.
Yeah.
And 180 girls tried out for JV soccer in our high school.
Wow.
She's in 8th grade right now, but I'm like, see, aren't you glad you didn't do soccer?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. You're right about that, because I think that, so out west, I grew up out west, and soccer was not as big a thing as it is out here.
Yeah. It's always been like
softball
that.
was more competitive, actually. So
yeah.
But it is, soccer is very competitive, very hard to do anything with, but they all like it, so we cart them around.
My husband coached soccer in high school. Like he was a high school soccer coach for a while. So, but none of our kids play soccer.
Yeah. Hey, I know it's interesting how they kind of choose their own little path. So
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we have love sports. Any other hobbies, interests?
No, movies. I love movies.
Okay.
I love movies.
Awesome.
I love scary movies that I can get away with. Nothing with blood and gore. Nothing with like that. I like the suspense.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Like suspense thrillers.
yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So family of origin.
My parents have been married for almost 50 years. They used to live 2 miles down the road from me up until this summer, and now they're living out in St. George.
Okay.
In fact, we moved back here 4 years ago so we could live closer to them.
And then they moved away.
I know. I'm like, what the heck? Well, my little sister, she actually had her baby on Monday. She might be coming in. I don't know if she's going to come over. So she lives here with her husband, and now they have 2 kids. And I used to watch my niece every day, the one that the 3-year-old now.
Yeah.
And I'm close with I have 3 sisters. There's 4 girls, and I'm close with them all. My parents are still active. I'm still active. My youngest sister is no longer a member, and my other 2 sisters kind of dabble in and out, I think.
On here, it kind of asks, so there's three girls in your,
there's
you have 3?
4 girls.
4 girls, okay. And are you the oldest, middle, youngest?
Second.
Second, okay. Are your siblings married? Are they all married, or?
They're all married. My younger sister was married, then divorced. Now she's remarried. I was married, divorced, and I'm remarried, but the other 2 have stayed married to their original husbands.
Okay, so your younger sister's been divorced, and you've been divorced. No. That's correct. Okay.
Yeah, 2 divorces, and everyone at one point in time got married in the temple.
Okay. So everyone at one point.
My sister's second marriage, they didn't. He's not Mormon.
Okay.
My youngest sister.
Okay. So it wants to, on the little sample here, it has father and mother's occupation.
So my mom, my dad's always been like in politics. He's worked on the Hill, been a lobbyist. He was actually the lobbyist when the space shuttle blew up, and he worked for Thiokol.
Wow.
They made the O-rings, so that was fun. Not
good. Yeah.
And my mom was a stay-at-home mom until I hit 9th grade, I think it was, or 8th grade. And my dad had lost his job, so my mom went to work, and he was out of work for almost 2 years because he got blackballed for being honest, which is no fun for a lobbyist.
Right.
He got cancer during that time.
Wow.
But then like his lobbying took off after that. So, but my mom still worked for the Senate.
Okay, and so your mom also worked for the Senate then at that time.
She was head of procurement for the Senate Sergeant in Arms. And my dad is a lobbyist to this day.
All right. So it wants to know where I think you kind of already.
So I was born in Utah. moved to Virginia when I was like 1.5, 2,
Okay.
and lived here till I was 20. No, yes, 20. And then I lived in Arkansas and Alabama with my first husband.
Okay.
And then I went back to Virginia. And then after my divorce, my first husband was in the military and he went away and just never came home.
Wow. Okay.
He met someone else. And then I moved out to Utah and I lived in Ogden with my aunt for a year with my son so we could kind of regroup.
Right.
And then I moved down to Provo. And then I moved to Orem. And then after I got remarried, I moved to Nevada to like Reno.
Uh-huh.
And then a bunch of years later, we moved back out here to Virginia.
Okay. And then you mentioned in this little thing, it says you get along well with your siblings. How about your husband's family?
My husband's Filipino.
Okay.
And so I'm the only white person in the whole family. And they treat me like I am.
Filipino family.
Yes, I am. Yes. And my sister-in-law can be really nice, but I think it's more like she's nice to my face.
Right.
Type thing. But we don't talk to them a lot. We don't reach out to them a lot because they're back in Reno.
Okay.
And even when we lived in Reno, we weren't like super close to them.
Okay.
And we are close to his brother. His brother lives in Seattle and they're like 11 months apart.
Okay.
So in fact, we're going to go see him in the spring. I have to do that Gottman thing instead of interning.
Is that what you're doing for your internship?
Well, I'm not interning. I'm just going to go to the Gottman thing.
Oh.
It's in Seattle. It's like March.
I want to go to that one so bad because that's like an option you can do in place of the internship. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And is that what you're doing or no, you're still doing an internship?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do, it's like Bringing Up Baby and then the other one. So it's like a 3-day seminar. Yeah. And my brother-in-law lives right in Seattle. We have a place to stay. I'll just take the rest of my family and they can go vacation and I will.
Yeah. I know. I was so bummed because that's actually, because as I was looking at all those choices that you could do, that is the one I want to do, one of John Gottman's, because I just respect his work and stuff.
Oh, yeah, I do too.
And I wanted to do, he had one out here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I was like hoping there would be another one, but I haven't seen one. I'm like, But I think the Gottman Institute is in Seattle, isn't it?
It is. I wanted to go to that one, but I had surgery. I was having surgery that week, so I couldn't go.
Yeah.
Dang it.
And I just noticed it too late. Like I noticed it too late to register. I noticed it like the day before the conference, and I'm like, well, I just can't pack up and leave right now. But anyways.
Why not?
I know. I wish it was that simple, actually, because I would have if it was just me, I would have just left. But
yeah.
Anyways, so that's exciting. That'll be cool. Okay, so let's see where I'm at. I'm trying to look. Their sheet is in a little bit different order than ours.
I think I like their sheet a little better.
I do too. So I'm just kind of trying to follow it. So let's go with status with your immediate family, because I don't think I've asked you that yet. So how long have you been married?
I've been married for 14 years. And I was actually friends with my husband like 3 years before we even started dating.
Okay.
Because I was never getting married again, you know?
Right. After the first story you told me, I can see why.
Yeah, like, I'm not doing this again. But so my son was 7 when I got remarried. And he loved my husband, just loved him, still does. In fact, that's because we have no contact with his dad whatsoever. So that's his dad. In fact, when he got off his mission, my husband adopted him as an adult.
Oh, neat. That's cool.
So it helps. My sister's a family law attorney, so she could do that.
Yes, that does help. That's
and let's see.
So I don't know if I need to include this in your marital status, but how long were you married for the first time before you were divorced? 4 years?
4 years.
Okay.
Almost to the day.
Okay. So married 4 years and then divorced. And then how long between your divorce before you remarried your second husband?
5 years.
5 years. Okay. I don't know if that much information is needed, but.
No, I think it's good though. Because like if it was like 6 months, you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah, that might be a red flag, right? Like, what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That might be one of the things we need to, plan a lesson on.
Yeah.
Okay, and then children. How many? Tell me your
children. My son Duncan is 21. Went on a mission to Mexico. It's at BYU. He's an accounting major. Not sure where that math gene came from. Because I did not get it.
Yeah, me either. I wish I did, because I think I would be doing different things if I did.
I got a C in statistics. I was happy.
Oh, me too. I was so thrilled that I passed that class. I was like, holy cow, let's just move on.
Yeah. So then I have a 14-year-old daughter, and she had epilepsy, but she outgrew it.
Okay.
So she had childhood idiopathic epilepsy, but she outgrew it.
Interesting.
And then we have a 10-year-old daughter, and she is high functioning autistic. We stopped having kids after that. Okay. We're like, we have genetically contributed enough.
Well,
but she's great.
A lot. I mean, epilepsy and autism, those are some
so we don't really deal with the epilepsy anymore. She's not on medication or anything like that. Our daughter who's autistic is she's verbal, she's great, she's really super smart. I love it because she can't lie.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So she can't lie. It's great. It's so great. Yeah. It can be bad because you ask her how you look, you're going to find out how you look.
Right. Well, I guess it just means you ask questions that you want to know truthful answers to, right?
Yeah. If you want to say how these jeans look on me, don't ask her.
Right. Right.
So yeah, but she's great. We love her. She has a beautiful voice. She sings. Awesome. And she was blessed with this voice that is phenomenal.
Wow.
So she's stressed out because we're getting her. She has to get a palate expander and braces. She's like, it's gonna mess up my voice. I'm like, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So okay, so then it says current family circumstance.
So my husband works outside the home.
Okay.
And it has been rough since we moved here. Like, we moved here because he lost his job in Nevada. He got laid off. They did a massive layoff in the sales department at Intuit. He had been there for 7 years.
Okay.
And then we moved here, and he worked for a company initially just like as a means to an end to get out here and stuff. So, and we knew that was going to be short term. So, but then he worked with another company, and then they shut down. And then he worked with another company, and they had massive layoffs like 8 months later. And then he worked with another company, and then they shut down.
Wow.
So we have been like, what the heck is going on? So now he's with a company called Airbus. Okay. They make planes, and he works in their defense and intelligence. They're a French company. They're really solid. They're like a global conglomerate. So I think we're fine now.
Yeah.
And he works
awesome.
He works 6 miles away from our house.
Ooh, even better. We are not that lucky. We have a long commute.
So yeah. Okay,
and then you already mentioned you're mostly stay at home, but you do work part-time.
Yeah, but it's all from home.
Oh, okay.
The only thing that bugs me is when I have to go downtown to check the mail.
Okay.
I hate doing that.
Okay. So let's see. Sorry, now my papers are getting all
I know
jumbled
you're
here.
fine.
Did I already ask you about your occupational history? I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Ask you about that. Current family relation. Let's see.
Circumstances, family.
Okay, so
other.
now I guess we're getting into the stuff about current family related needs. So, personal
And
challenges.
they have more stuff like personal challenges, family challenges.
Yeah. All right, so this might be too much information, but let's hear about all the personal challenges.
We can delete this later. Just kidding. I think my biggest personal challenge, like, and it's kind of been my whole life, has been my weight. But I had gastric bypass last month, and so because I exercise, I wasn't eating a lot, like, but I could have eaten like one meal a day and it could have been lettuce and I still would have gained weight. Like, my body was so tired of just going back and forth. Yes. And so, and it's a lot of it's hereditary. So, so yeah, I just bit the bullet and my dad said he would foot the bill. So I did gastric bypass, and it's been great. I mean, I feel great. I only had it a month ago. In fact, I can actually start exercising tomorrow. But I've lost like 30 pounds so far.
Good for you. That's so exciting.
Yeah. And, you know, it's been great. So that's like always been like my challenge.
Yeah.
You know, my like issue, because I like let things roll off my back. I think I'm a nice person. I think.
Some people too. I've only met you a little bit, but I think you're a nice person.
You know, I have a good sense of humor. I don't take things too seriously, but it was just, that was like my monkey on my back.
Okay.
I probably like Netflix a little too much.
That maybe held you back from trying things, or maybe you felt insecure? Or not really.
Yeah. All of that, because it was just personal for me. Like, there are people that are larger that are so comfortable with themselves, and I just was never one of those people.
Right.
You know. So, and stuff. And like I said, I probably like Netflix or Amazon Prime a little too much.
Yeah. Well, me too.
And Target.
Me too. I know.
I'm so excited for November. For me, it'll be November 6th, because they're coming out with that Hearth and Home, that Joanna Gaines. And
oh, I'm so excited about that. I love her. Like, desperately.
My friend Jenny and I, like, it's literally in my calendar. Go to Target on November 6th.
Yeah. I know. I watched like an interview that her and Chip did on the Today Show about it. And I have like a big crush on those two. I just love them.
Oh, they're awesome. So yeah,
I love her stuff. I love her style. So
yeah. My friend Jenny and I were like, do we break the Sabbath and go on the 5th and just window shop, or do we wait till the 6th? We're like, oh, we'll wait till the 6th.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And the exciting thing is everything is going to be like under $30. That's what I heard.
The majority of it. There'll be like some bedding that's more in the like the $100 range and stuff, but like majority of it's going to be
cool.
Yeah, like, I need Christmas bedding. I've decided to do Christmas bedding this year. It's dumb, but I'm doing it.
Yeah. No, that sounds like that's really exciting. I agree. I like all those same things. So
yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to share about any personal struggles that
trying to think what I think just the weight has been, because it held me back.
Yeah.
It just made me insecure. It held me back. You know.
I can relate to that a lot. Okay, family challenges.
Like my daughter, the youngest one, has autism. She gets angry really fast. So like we deal with that, and managing softball with her because she hates softball. Like she tells our older daughter, softball ruins my life. So it's like managing everyone's needs, and like our son is all the way in Oregon right now, interning for my sister, my brother-in-law, while he's off track. And so like making sure we stay close to him, making sure that our daughter's needs are met because she's, she needs a lot of things, having those social challenges, and then making sure the middle child doesn't feel left out.
Right.
Of all that,
Yeah. Yeah, no,
so.
it's hard to balance. Each kid has a different personality and needs a different thing from
Oh yeah.
mom and dad.
You can't do it all the same all the time. It just doesn't work.
Nope. And what worked for one kid won't work for the other one. So you have to come up with
it never works for another one in my house.
No, and so I know that's why it's so hard. Parenting, it's never the same. Okay, any other family challenges? No?
I think sometimes just typical stuff, like keeping our house clean, managing, what money goes where. It's like we'd love to buy a house out here, but it's just so darn expensive where we're at and prices just keep going up and up, and we're like, forget it, we'll just rent.
Yeah.
So, and my husband's got a really easy calling. I think me being a Relief Society president is a challenge to my family because it takes a lot of my time. I've gotten better at managing it, but still, it's, it takes a lot of time.
Yes, I understand that very well. Okay. So now some more positive things, positive pattern of family functioning. What are some things that you think your family does well?
We're really good at family prayer morning and night. We eat together as a family almost every night. We're really good at supporting one another. Like if my daughter has a chorus concert, everyone goes. Someone has softball practice or a game, everyone goes.
Right.
If we're like, we enjoy our time together. Like we are always, like every night, we are always together.
That's awesome.
And we value that.
That's awesome.
So.
Value time together. Okay. All right. Any negative patterns of family functioning? Family challenges is that, but I guess not. It's a whole other category.
Children not listening. My 13-year-old does not listen anymore.
Yeah.
Which drives me crazy. And then we have the 10-year-old who gets so angry so fast, and my husband likes to play. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm going to just turn it off.
Oh. My husband likes to play video games. And it's funny because all the kids love to watch him play, but it's like I'll come down on a Saturday and then I'll go do my stuff and then come back and they're still sitting there.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
So I'm maybe going to put too much screen time, not enough helping.
Yeah. I mean, my kids play outside on weekdays, but it's the weekends. I think there's just too much screen time.
Yeah. No, we have that same problem at our house.
I think just, I'm like trying to teach my kids like really good manners right now, and it's not working. Like, I'm seriously about to put them in an etiquette class. Like, so frustrating.
Okay.
So, and just coming up with all the money to pay for braces.
On top of no manners, we have bad teeth. Yeah, I know.
That's it. Well, my 13-year-old's teeth are pretty nice. They're straight. She just needs to have them moved back a little.
Yeah.
My 10-year-old, she says, I have the teeth of an old British woman.
Poor thing.
We watch British Baking Show.
Yeah. Oh, I love that show. Yeah.
So she's like, I have the teeth of an old British woman. I'm like, yes, you do. She's funny.
Well, we're on our second set of braces with my oldest one, so we know all about bad teeth.
Oh yeah. But I think I try not to raise my voice or lose my temper. Like if I raise my voice, my kids know I have hit the ultimate limit.
Yeah.
And I didn't used to be like that. I used to yell all the time because I grew up in a house that was a big yelling house. But when my daughter was born and the autism, I just stopped because it was so ineffective and it stressed her out.
Right.
So
it was not working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're on to the pattern participants' expectation. So what are your expectations from this? From if I was going to be developing an educational program for you?
I think I would, okay, let me think. I think I would want to learn how to communicate with my kids better in those tween teen years because there's that fine line between being their friend and being their mom.
Yeah.
And I don't need to be my kid's friend and I need to be their mom, but I also don't want to say no to everything.
I think the teen years are challenging because while they need structure and stability, they also need more independence. So you're trying to allow them to be themselves and make choices and explore that a little bit. But at the same time, you're also trying to keep some sort of, parenting going on and some sort of structure to that. So it can be challenging to communicate. And, when you're like, okay, I just need to let that go. And when you're like, no, we got to talk about this. Something needs to be said here.
Yeah.
So I think that is hard with teens because I think with little kids, it's a lot easier to establish kind of those boundaries, I guess, maybe is what it's called.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, any other expectations?
Nope.
Okay, great. So then, let's see, learning goals.
I forgot to mention I have to leave here at 11:40.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
We can move on here quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, learning goals, I think I would just say, if I was working on looking at what you told me, we could maybe develop a plan about, teen communicating with a teenager. We could have a lesson on that. Communication between parent and teen. Maybe, I don't know what your thought on this would be, but maybe some education on siblings.
Well, I think
I was going to say siblings with special needs or
yeah. And I think we can add in there too, not even teen, but helping my son transition from being dependent on us, not to, you know what I mean? And making that same teen. And then, so I have kids that are just becoming teenagers. And then I have a son who needs to be an adult.
Right. Okay.
And I need to treat him as such.
Yeah. So curriculum on transitioning children to adulthood or empty nesting, leaving the nest.
Yeah. I'm 7 years away.
I guess you're not empty nesting, but transitioning
7 years
to adulthood. Okay. Any
every
other
year my husband. Let me think.
any other learning outcomes that we should?
No, I think those are good.
Okay. All right. And then, I mean, meeting times, I'll just make something up.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, we're going to be meeting regularly as we work on this. So I'll just put, I don't know, meet every Friday at 10:30 or something. I'll put there. Anyways, is that okay with you?
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't think that has to be real specific for us.
Yeah, I don't think it does either.
So, okay, all right, your turn. We'll give you the last one.
Okay, so I know you're in Maryland, female. Age?
38.
And occupation?
Stay-at-home mom.
And what is your educational history?
Okay, so I graduated from high school. And then I went to Provo College, which was a trade school, and studied medical assisting.
Uh-huh.
And then I got married after that and started working full time. So I put my husband through graduate school. So I stopped going to school, started working full time, put him through graduate school. Then we moved to Colorado, and I had a couple of kids there. And so then I didn't really go back to school until after my son was born. So that's basically my education is high school diploma, Provo College, medical assisting, and then back to school at BYUI for a bachelor's in marriage and family studies.
Did you do pathways at all, or?
What's that?
Did you do pathways?
I did do pathways. Yep. So I did pathways. I graduated from pathways. Did you do pathways too?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So I love pathways. Yeah. So I graduated from pathways. And then I also took courses at a community college, Chesapeake Community College, before I came here. And so I did have some credits that transferred, which was kind of nice. Because my trade school credits didn't really transfer to the university.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And so what's your occupational history?
So as in high school, I had a lot of odd jobs. I worked at a pool. I grew up in a farming community, so I actually drove a potato truck for a while. And then when I went to college, I worked for an ophthalmologist, which is why I was going into the medical assisting field. But then I decided I didn't want to do that. So I worked for an ophthalmologist, and then I also, at the same time, I was working 2 jobs then, and I was also worked at it was called Zeteca Mexican Grill, but I think the chain's name has been changed to Qdoba. I don't know if it's still called that, but it was like a burrito place.
Okay. Sorry, my husband was calling. I had to be like, I'm in a meeting. So you worked at a Tex-Mex place.
Worked at a Tex-Mex place while I was working for the ophthalmologist. I know that's a strange combination. But I would like do that during the day, and then I would go work there at night in the evenings. And then my husband was a full-time student then.
Okay.
So that was just kind of paying our bills.
And then what'd you do?
So that's that's pretty much it. So then once he graduated, he took a job out here. And that was his first job he's an engineer in the engineering field. And so we moved out here. And so I've been a stay-at-home mom ever since we moved out here. So that's pretty much my job history.
All right. That's all. That medical assisting is a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't mind it, I guess, but I just, I didn't really love it. So.
Yeah. So where have you guys lived then?
So
Where have you lived?
I was born in Idaho, moved to Utah to go to school. And then my husband and I moved to Colorado. He's from Colorado for him to do his graduate.
He did graduate school there?
Yeah, did graduate school at CSU, Colorado State University. And then we moved out to Maryland.
Okay. And so what are some of your like hobbies, interests?
So some things that I enjoy doing is I like sports a lot too. We watch a lot of sports. I played volleyball in high school. And I like to play any kind of sport. I like to read. I also like to watch documentaries. I like Netflix a lot.
Sorry, my daughter is.
No, that's fine.
My family's like, all of a sudden they're exploding.
Yeah, you're like, I'm just sitting down for an hour. It's all.
I know. She needs money in her lunch account, apparently. Let me do that.
Fine.
I love that I can do it on my phone.
Yeah.
So you like documentaries. There's money in there. I love this girl. Which means she didn't take her lunch like she's supposed to.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. People are always like, I was thinking, when I get to have teenagers, I'll have more time to do schoolwork and stuff. They call me more during the day of stuff that they need or that they forgot or for after school. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to work. I can't.
Yeah, exactly. So, documentaries.
Yeah, so like documentaries, I like watching, I like playing sports. I like the outdoors, so I like camping and fishing and hiking a lot. I like to do that in the summer, much to my children's dismay.
Let me, hold on. Sorry, he's calling me twice.
That's fine.
Are you okay? Okay, well, let me talk to you about that in a little bit, okay? I'm just still in my meeting. So, okay. All right, love you too, bye.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, he thinks he's being shifted to another person at work, and he's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're like, sorry, I'm not there to know.
He gets really, because of all the stuff that's happened, he's like, if anything happens, he's like, oh my gosh.
He gets nervous, yeah.
Yes, very. So hiking, fishing, camping, much to the chagrin of your children.
Yeah, my daughter's like, we're not going camping this summer. And I'm like, just one trip.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, so I enjoy the outdoors. I like cooking. I'm not much of a baker, but I really do like trying new recipes, and I like cooking for my family. I like soup. I like to make soup a lot.
Hey, soup's good. Soup's awesome.
I like to travel. If I had unlimited money, I would probably just spend my time traveling with a backpack on. So I like that. So those are pretty much my hobbies and interests. I like to read. I don't get to read as much as I'd like to now because of all the schoolwork that I read.
Yeah, me too. I have not read I'm reading this one book, Victoria. It's about Queen Victoria. Yeah. But I've had it for like a year and I'm like 3 chapters in.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I actually got a book like right before this semester started to read, and I just returned it to the library yesterday because I'm like, there's no way I'm going to read this right now.
Yeah.
So I do like to read, but I just haven't done it in a while since I've been in school. So
yeah.
So those are some of my hobbies.
Excuse me. Family of origin.
Okay, so my parents have been married for 52 years. And
okay.
I have a big family. There's 8 children in my family.
Wow.
And I'm the second to the youngest.
And how many are girls? How many are boys?
So there's 7 girls and 1 boy.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know how my mom did it actually, but.
And are you guys all married or?
So everyone in my family is married and instilled in the temple. Which, according to my mom, well, I think she's correct. I guess she mentioned that when she was at my little sister's sealing, and the sealer was like, "Do you know how rare that is?" He's like, "That it's so rare that nowadays that you have that many children and they're all married in the temple." He's like, "That just doesn't happen anymore." So I guess that's something that she can, be proud of. I mean, she did a great job raising us. So.
And so was your mom a stay-at-home mom?
So my mom, until I was in 6th grade, she was a stay-at-home mom. And when I say stay-at-home mom, she had a catering business, but like she did it from our home. And we would always help with it on weekends. Like I remember every weekend, like setting up for a wedding or waiting tables at a wedding. Like all of me and my siblings would basically wait these tables at the weddings and stuff. So we were decorating, or my mom's very gifted with like floral design. So she was always doing flowers either for a wedding or for prom or for funerals, or she was always doing somebody's flowers. So we had a lot of flowers at our house growing up.
Okay.
So I didn't get that gene. I wish I was as crafty as her, but I am not at all.
So when you were in 6th grade, then what did she do?
So in 6th grade, she started working at the public school. She went like to an official job. And sold her catering business, which was really sad for her, but it just got to be too stressful for the family because it was like every weekend we were doing a wedding. So she sold and there's nothing like, people are crazy when it comes to their weddings. So you've heard of Bridezilla, it is true.
Oh, yeah, my sister was one.
Yeah, and so it was really hard because it's very stressful all the time because you're trying to please people that are basically not in their right frame of mind. So she sold her catering business, even though she really did love a lot of parts of it, and she went to work at the public school as a teacher's aide. Which was kind of a big pay cut for her, but
less
stress, and she's very good at working with young children, and especially working with special needs children. So she was a teacher's aide, but she mostly worked with the special needs children at the school as an aide.
And what about your dad?
So my dad was a farmer until I was about a potato and grain farmer until I was about like 8 years old. So what is that, third grade? And then he actually lost his farm. He had like 3 bad years of hail damage to his wheat. So he basically had to declare bankruptcy. So that was actually a really stressful time because he lost the farm, he had to declare bankruptcy. So financially it was very, very stressful. So then he started driving long haul truck. Which changed the dynamic of my family a lot. Well, he actually didn't start, so before he did that, he kind of worked for other farmers in the area, just kind of as a hired hand. So about the time that my mom went back to work at the public school, which was about when I was in 6th grade, he started driving long haul truck.
Okay. So your mom needed to be home more because your dad was gone.
So my dad was gone, yeah, a lot. And it's interesting because my older siblings, so there's 20 years difference between the oldest and the youngest child in our family. So my older siblings remember a very different dad than I do, just because
he was around.
He was around. So they have very different memories than I do of dad. So that's kind of a unique thing about our family. And
that's how it is for my siblings and I, because my mom didn't work till I was older. So I remember her being at home sewing, crafting. My younger sisters have no memory of that.
Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. And also his job changed him a lot. It was kind of a big blow to his self-esteem to lose the farm. And he kind of became more introverted. I think he kind of felt like a bit of a failure. And so he struggled, and he still struggles with depression and anxiety. So that kind of started that whole thing. So that was kind of interesting. And then that, of course, affected my parents' marriage. I mean, they stayed married, but it was hard.
Yeah. And so, what about extended family, like your siblings? Are you close to them, or?
So I'm closest with the sister I have a sister that's 6 years older than me, and then I have a little sister who's 18 months younger than me. But the sister that's 6 years older than me, I'm the closest with out of all my siblings. It's a little bit different because my older siblings, because there's such a big age difference, I didn't grow up with them. So they're more like aunts and uncles to me. So I don't have a super close relationship with them. And then my little sister growing up, she had chronic illness. She had interstitial cystitis. So she had chronic bladder infections, and so she was sick all of the time. And so our relationship was, we didn't really, basically my mom was constantly giving her attention, and so I didn't have much relationship with her.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And are you close with your mom and dad?
I am close with my mom and dad. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's closer to my mom than my dad, just because of his depression and anxiety. Yeah. Sometimes he has a hard time being close with people.
And what about your in-laws?
I would say that I'm close with my in-laws. I make a very concerted effort.
Okay.
To be close close to them.
They live close by, or they live in Colorado?
They live in Colorado. Yeah, they don't live close by.
Okay.
But they come out here probably twice a year, and we probably talk to them on a weekly basis. So
yeah, that's good. So what about personal challenges for you?
So personal challenges for me would I would have to say my weight has always been a challenge of mine. I've always felt insecure about that. And so that's always made me a little self-conscious. So I've always kind of hung back a little bit rather than putting myself out there because I haven't wanted to be judged on that. So that's probably one thing. And I've always kind of yo-yoed with my weight. I've had times where I've been very thin, and then I've had times where I've been very heavy, and so it's always kind of a up and down. Been an up and down thing for me. Also, personal challenges for me are just I have a hard time with consistency and routines. That's I'm kind of a spontaneous person, and so sometimes, and I like that about myself actually. I think it's fun, but it's been challenging as I've been a mother because you have to have some consistency and routines. So that's something that I still have to work on, and I've been working on it for, I mean, my oldest daughter's going to be 16 in November. I've been working on it for 16 years. So.
Okay.
And I tend to be, I would say that I have a harder time communicating. I tend to be a little bit of an introvert, so I have a hard time sometimes sharing things.
You have that with that calling.
I know.
I'm not a hugger, and I'm still not a hugger, but I let people hug me when they want to now. Drives me up a wall. I think, are you frozen? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
I lost you.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to invite you again.
Okay. Oh, wait. I think I just got it. Okay. Bye.
So we'll try this again.